All right, so we just finished setting up all the mics that we're going to use to try to replicate the drum sound for Thriller, the real drum sound on Thriller outside of the intro with the ride cymbal and the bass drum. Once the beat drops and the synth stab tones come in, it's a LinnDrum machine. We've kind of put some things together on the kit to both help emulate what a Linn drum machine would sound like, and then also put up some mics that we know that Bruce Swedian, who has been, the Michael Jackson's engineer, a lot of mics that he liked to use, or style mics that he liked to use when recording drums, so that we can kind of get a combination of both sounds to kind of emulate a drum machine, but then also drum sounds and tones that would have been recorded in the fashion that Bruce Swedian would have recorded them. And we have two mics in here. We have the Electro Voice RE20 that's going to be designed to help replicate the LinnDrum, the low end, this guy right here. And then we have a Sennheiser 421, which was actually the kick drum mic of choice on Beat It, which was off the same record. Very mid-range, very punchy. So we're going to use this guy for the intro, and then once we get to the stab tones, we're going to switch over and use the RE20. We took the front head off so that we're getting all attack of the drum with no resonance from the front head. And we're tunneling it as well to help just isolate the sound, to also, create a little bit more separation like you'd get from a drum machine, and to keep it from creeping into the overheads. We go over to the snare drum. We have an SM57 on the top, which is nothing crazy or earth-shattering. And again, it's the snare drum mic that Bruce liked to use. And then we also have a pair of headphones, which we did a video recently showing how you can actually use headphones as a microphone. And what you really get from a pair of headphones acting as a microphone is a lot of thump, which will be the bottom end of the snare drum for us in the mix to replicate that low thump that you get from an electronic snare. On the hi-hats, we have a Masonovic ribbon microphone. Ribbons were very popular on overheads and various cymbals and percussion. Our overhead, we're using a Coles 4038, another ribbon mic, which will help soften the cymbals. Again, because we're emulating a drum machine, most of this is going to be summed down to mono anyway, so we just want to make sure that we have great phase relationship and mics that really work well with complementing each other. And since this isn't supposed to sound like a live drum set, we don't really want a lot of very bright cymbal material in the mix, and also a lot of very aggressive transients. On the ride cymbal, which is in like the first 15 seconds of the song, we're using a basic AKG 451. And then we're setting up our version of a knee mic, the Ampex 1101 mic, which we're going to use and see if it gives us some material that we can actually work into the mono mix. It's a very mid-range mic, and the spot we have it is going to give us a lot of kick and snare punch. So if we feel like we're not getting something from the mics that we've set up, we can blend that one in as well. If not, we might not even use it, as it wasn't really part of, well, it definitely wasn't part of the original Thriller recording, and it wasn't part of Bruce Swedian's typical drum mic setup configuration. But we're going to give it a shot and see what we can get out of it.